Hey everyone, welcome to episode number 6 of the Buffalo Music Mafia. I'm Thomas from rockmusicstar.com and glammetal.com.
I'm Joseph Sudo here from rockshowcritique.com.
Joe, what's so funny? Is it the fact that we're both wearing Kiss shirts right now?
Yeah, it was just dumb luck, wasn't it? Very odd that we actually wore them at the same time. Um, I was trying to come up with some ideas for our next show here, and then all of a sudden, when you just mentioned Kiss shirts, that kind of got me with an idea here. Um,
What's your
because
idea? Do you want to get a member of Kiss on our show?
well, yeah, we'll just dial up Paul Stanley, and here he is, right? But I had an idea though, because of the fact that we need some positivity in this Buffalo area. Positivity. Why don't we get a guest who's very big on Kiss related? Somebody who's done a lot of good work for the community lately here. I think. What do you think? So if we dial up our old friend from Kiss, this
Are you talking about John Jeffrey, the legend who plays Ace Frehley in the greatest Kiss tribute band in the world? Kiss this?
John Jeffrey, exactly the person I was thinking of.
All right, well, let's call him up. John Jeffrey, can you hear us? And here he is, John Jeffrey. John, how are you today?
Woo! I'm here.
There he is, Mr. John Jeffrey from the Kiss tribute band, Kiss This, the greatest Kiss tribute band probably in the entire world. Thank you so
Oh
much
my
for,
God.
yeah, it's all true, John. That's what they're saying. Thank you so much for being our guest. Very excited to have you on today. We want to talk about, of course, your tribute record that you put out for Kiss called Buffalo Rock City. I'll tell you, man, I cannot believe the type of response that I've been reading on the internet about this and on the message boards. I mean, you hit a grand slam with this one.
Thank you. I mean, you can't please 100% of the fans 100% of the time, but I'm pretty happy with the response that we've gotten so far, and getting a nice review by Jeff Myers, who people don't know. Jeff Myers writes for the Buffalo News, and it's not always the easiest thing to get a compliment or praise out of the guy. So that was nice.
Definitely. So I guess we should start at the beginning. Kind of let us know how this idea came to the forefront here.
Well, the idea for the record was basically came out of the common conversation that most Kiss fans have, as far as why does Kiss stick with essentially the same set list, year after year, which is, I guess, a common conversation that a lot of fans who follow, I guess, what they call heritage bands or nostalgic bands, why they play the similar songs. And I understand the reasoning behind it, but at the same time, being a fan, it's still frustrating because that there's so many great Kiss songs, and that that they rarely touch live, or in a lot of cases have never touched live. So the idea of doing the record came out of the conversation with me, fellow Kiss fans who are also musicians, about songs that would be great to hear, like either my band perform, or just to hear played by anybody, truthfully. And so we just started talking about how cool it would be if a bunch of us who are all Kiss fans, who are all in different bands, got together and, you know, jammed a bunch of the Kiss songs that we never get a chance to hear. And then it kind of went from that discussion of, having this kind of epic jam to, like, well, if we're going to do this jam, we should record it. And then it's like, if you're going to record it, you have to record it well. And that just led to us eventually booking studio time. And before we knew it, we're, waist deep and recording a Kiss tribute album.
Yeah, it's it's a great concept. Everybody wants to do something like that. Whoever's in a band or whoever like loves a band. A lot of people want to do tribute records. I have a kind of a two-part question. why do you think the world needed another Kiss tribute record? And what were some of the obstacles that you had to navigate around to put this out?
Well, that's a good question, Tom, because we kind of asked ourselves that same question, does the world need another Kiss tribute record? And, truthfully, with there being so many of them, um, we really decided if we wanted to do one, that there would be a lot of things that we'd want to do differently than what we've heard done before. And the main thing was that up to Buffalo Rock City, all other Kiss tribute records have been compilation records and a compilation of various recordings. And in some cases, the source recordings on, the different Kiss compilations would be so varying. You'd have something that's, recorded very well. And then the next track you'd be listening to, was something that was recorded not so well. And again, while the passion was certainly there with the performances, more times than I'd say, more times than not, the sound quality wasn't there. And so we really wanted to make sure that when we did this record, that we did something that had great sound quality and a unified sound, because we didn't want it to be another compilation record.
Nice.
And as far as the second part of your question, obstacles, I would have to say probably the biggest obstacle was just scheduling. And a big thing that came into play was when we actually started doing most of the tracking, which was in the early part of 2020, COVID-19 hit. And that was kind of a double-edged sword, because, it really, pandemic, like we've never been through in most of our lives. It presented the opportunity for us to be able to have national musicians that normally would have been out on the road touring. We had the opportunity to ask them to participate, because, they were literally in the midst of tours that all came to a complete halt. They're either postponed or canceled. And if COVID hadn't hit when it did, chances are a lot of the people that we had participate on the record wouldn't have been able to, because they wouldn't have been able to fit it into their schedules.
Right. All right. So now that the album has obviously been out a while, um, as far as the guests that you were able to get for it, what was your take on how do you foresee everything going forward here now that you've got this album out? It's seems like it's doing really well. The reviews are unbelievable, actually. I mean, I've heard this album and it sounds like you said, the quality of the album is so cohesive and everything is so good here. What's the next step here? As far as any thought of any other updates, another possible album down the road or anything like that?
Well, I mean, with things starting to open up here in New York State, as far as restrictions for live music, when I say we, I'm talking about my Kiss tribute band, Kiss This. We've had the opportunity to actually go out and start, performing again. And that has given us the opportunity to offer the CD to, people who may not be aware of it. There's still a large amount of people out there that aren't, internet savvy, or they don't even go online. I know it's probably seems hard to believe for a lot of younger people who are basically, they're literally connected to their phones, like surgically, and they're online all the time. But I'm saying that there are a lot of older people that they don't go on the internet. They may not have heard the record, so they're hearing about the record now for the first time, coming to our shows. and we have more shows planned throughout the summer. So for right now, we're going to keep, getting the word out about the record, selling the record, and also the last show that we did, which was our first show of 2021, we were able to present Compass House, who is the recipient for our charity for the donations from the proceeds from the record. We're able to give Compass House a check for $2,000 for the proceeds that we have raised thus far since the album came out in December.
That's awesome.
So we're hoping that we're going to be able to, keep selling the record, keep providing, donations to Compass House, and we have a limited edition vinyl version of the record coming out in July, and it's available for pre-order now. And the pre-orders have been doing so well that it looks right now that we're on pace to basically having the vinyl sold out before it even comes out in July. So that's exciting.
That's great.
That is exciting. This gives you a very unique opportunity to kind of break out of the Western New York area, in that this record is, receiving like exposure everywhere. I mean, Eddie Trunk mentioned it on Trunk Nation. I mean, have you thought of maybe, doing some gigs outside of the Western New York area, and maybe going into like, like New York City, or maybe, Pennsylvania, or like, Ohio, or any place like that?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's all about the restrictions that are opening up, and they're different in different places. We had some friends who came out from Pennsylvania to see our show at the Rapids, and they were telling us that they still don't have really anything going on there as far as live music. It's pretty much dead there. So. Right now we're actually looking at, we have a show coming up actually in Binghamton in August that we actually just booked yesterday. So we're excited, that we are going to be able to do some things outside of Western New York. But again, it's all, everything is, very tentative, step by step, because, with this pandemic, you don't know, how things can go as while things right now hopefully are opening up and everything's going in a positive direction, and people are getting vaccinated, and which is it kind of seems the pro quo is that, if people want to go to concerts and go to the, different events and so forth, you have to be vaccinated. And it seems people are, for the most part, going along with that. And so, things keep going in that direction, then it looks like things are just going to, keep opening up. So for us, that gives us more opportunity to play, other places.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. And that, like you said, it's right now it's tentative because of everything that's going on, and you can't really just make plans so far out at the moment, because you just don't know what's going on there. Question I have for you is, as far as the show at the Rapids, you mentioned the first one of 2021. Give us a rundown of how it went
Yes.
for you. What was it like finally being able to get back out in front of a crowd again?
Well, we actually had the opportunity to play there back in October. That was, again, we've kind of gone through these spurts where, it seems like things start to open up, and they're starting to, allow, more people in venues. And then after that, it seemed like things started going backwards where, they started doing the things with the what was it, the color coding, where we had the clusters, and we started, our numbers started going back up, where you'd have, it's weird because as we know, in Western New York you have Erie County and you have Niagara County, and there was a period where Erie County and Niagara County were in different clusters. So there were different restrictions in Erie County than there were in Niagara County, And then, so there was that small point in time in October where we were able to actually perform at the Rapids, and then everything kind of got shut down again. And so, but as far as being able to, come out and play again for the first time in 2021, it was really exciting, and it was a great turnout, and you could tell that people are really, really missing, the opportunity to go out and socialize and enjoy live music, and to be able to be part of that, to be, part of that, I guess, resurgence, if you will, of live music. It feels really good to be able to do that. And on top of it, to, seeing the fruits of our labor with this record, actually being able to, provide a nominal donation to the Compass House, that felt great. To take the words from Paul Stanley, you give till it hurts, and then you just keep giving. And and that's what we want to do. We want to, we want to do our part to give back to, Western New York is so underrated. People who don't live in the area don't really appreciate, how cool of, an area this is. And I think it's really important that for everything we've gotten, being musicians, being music lovers, just, living in the area, being able to give back to the place where we live, where we grew up, and helping people. That's really something that's important to me. And I'm glad I have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, the way that touring is going right now, a lot of the bigger bands are like being A-list bands probably won't be touring this year. So it's going to be like, if people want to experience live Kiss music, I mean, you're like a great option. I mean, you got like probably like a year where if they want to hear Kiss music, they're going to go see Kiss this. So I mean, that's got to be a kind of like a blessing in a way, for a band like your band Kiss This.
Yeah, I mean, we totally feel, like you said, blessed to have that opportunity to do so. I know Kiss is doing a handful of things this year. I'm not sure if the Kiss Cruise, if that is 100% happening or not. I know that there's still restrictions with the CDC as far as with, cruises, and the whole thing with, having people, because like with the Kiss Cruise specifically, there's people that, are booked from all over the world. So the chances of everybody who's booked on the cruise all being vaccinated in time, for that to happen, that's up in the air. But I know that they do have one concert coming up, to it. It coincides with their A&E documentary that they have coming up. But yeah, I mean, other than that, for people who want to see, the end of history, the end of the road, if you will, they're gonna have to wait until 2022 for that to happen. And we're more than happy to play the music that we love and put on a Kiss style show for all the fans who want to come see us. And we appreciate being able to do that in honor of Kiss.
Yeah, definitely. Now, was there anything that you want to kind of tell everybody? Anything you want to let them know before we let you go here?
Well, I mean, the thing is that, I know that you had guys have done a show recently regarding the passing of Phil Nero. And I just wanted to touch on that as a, personal uh, thing. I wasn't super close to Phil, but I want to let everybody know that due to the success of Buffalo Rock City, we have started looking into doing a sequel uh, to the record. We're not making any official announcement yet, but I did want to bring it up due to the fact that we started talking to Phil about him participating in that record if it were to happen. And I had talked to Phil just not more than 2 weeks ago, and he seemed really excited to, participate in the record. And he was really in good spirits about, if people don't know, he had throat cancer. So he had, it was something that obviously caused issues with his singing voice. And he was really working hard at getting his singing voice back. And, it was something that we had discussed about, him, appearing on the next volume of Buffalo Rock City. And, and it's really sad that, you know, that that's not going to happen. And, Phil was just a great guy. And it just goes to show that, his love for music, he just was willing to, participate in something like that, not asking for any money, not asking for anything, but just wanting to do something positive. Just, shows what a great person Phil was. And, for the people who were very close to him, my heart goes out to them and to their family, Phil's family. And, we lost a huge Western New York legend, and even going beyond Western New York, Phil, uh, with everything that he did, as far as with the, Talus, 2.0, and he did a lot of cool stuff with Peter Criss, and he recorded Mark St. John, his only solo record before he passed. Phil did a lot of great work, and he's really going to be missed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I think we have time for one more question. And that question
Okay.
is,
Yeah, I don't want to end on a somber note or anything. I feel like we get everything like just kind of went down, but
we're gonna bring it back
unfortunately,
up. We're gonna bring it back up. We're gonna bring it to the top now.
oh,
Okay.
all right.
My question, I've been wondering this for a while. Have you received any feedback from any of the current or former members of KISS in regards to Buffalo Rock City?
Yes, Eric Singer. He actually listened to the recording of Black Diamond with Dean Castronovo on vocals and Bumblefoot on guitar, and he said it was very cool. And he said Dean sounded great as usual. Dean and Eric are good friends, and Bruce Kulick. I actually sent him a copy of the CD, and he made it a point, to listen to the record, and he said he really enjoyed it, and he was very actually gracious that I sent it to him, which it's like, how could I not? I mean, it's like the guy is one of my musical idols, and I respect him as a person, as a musician, so to get that feedback, from both Bruce and Eric, that was great. And, as far as, Gene or Paul or anybody else, I don't know if they've heard it. I hope they have. I hope they, appreciate my efforts, and they know that everything that, I do is because I am a fan. I'm not doing it, to try to, make money. I want to do something that, shows my love and respect for the band. And at the same time, I'm trying to do something to pay it forward, as those guys do. They don't get credit enough, because a lot of the stuff that they do as far as with charities and so forth, they don't advertise or they don't talk about it, but they really do a lot of charity work, which doesn't get the recognition that it should.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we'll end on that note, I think. A little more
Okay.
positive, yes. So, John, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. The CD is called Buffalo Rock City, and we'll flash a picture of it right now for everyone to see. And for those on the internet, John, just tell them where they can purchase this online.
The easiest thing to do is go to www.buffalorockcity.com, and that will take you right to the website. and the website has the press release, has all the minutia about the record, and it has a link to the merchant site, which is Bandcamp. You just click, order, and then it'll take you right to the merchant site, and then that will give you the option. You can buy the digital download, you can buy the CD, you can buy the vinyl. I always tell everybody, if you really want to get the best bang for your buck, is the CD version, because when you buy the CD, you get the free digital download, and you also get the free Bandcamp streaming app, so you can stream the album, whenever you want. And then, within a week or so, you'll get the actual physical product, and that has, the great cover art by Kevin Conrad, and it has all the liner notes and everything. So I'm old school. I love having physical product. I love, having something I paid for, something I can hold, in my hands. So that's what I suggest, if people are interested in having a copy of the record. That's the way to go.
Okay, sounds great. Well, John, thank you very, very much again for taking the time to talk to us about Kiss This, Buffalo Rock City, and everything else going on.
Yep.
And
Thanks, John.
I'm sure we'll have you on again
Thank
soon.
you, guys.
You're
All
welcome.
right, you guys keep rocking, man. Buffalo Music Mafia.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Catch you
All right.
soon, man.
All right.
Take care.
All right, take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.